Welcome to MCR's Biochemistry lecture. In this video, we are going to get introduced to a most fascinating stream of bioscience, molecular biology. Molecular biology is a branch of biological science that explains the biological processes in terms of molecular interactions. It is best defined as the biochemistry of genes and their products. Molecular biology is the culmination of three basic streams of bioscience: genetics, cell biology, and biochemistry. Genetics deals with the identification and characterization of gene products and also with the inheritance of genes. Cell biology is concerned with the structure and functioning of cell organelles, and biochemistry involves the finding out of three-dimensional structures and actions of different macromolecules. So molecular biology has integrated and unified all these three disciplines. The term molecular biology was coined by Warren Weaver, the director of Natural Science Division of Rockefeller Foundation, the United States, and his team in 1938 to describe a program for the application of tools of physical sciences to biology, biochemistry, cell biology, and genetics. Though it was coined in 1938, the term was first used by William Asbury in 1945 to study the chemical and physical structure of biological macromolecules. Various streams of science have contributed towards molecular biology. Let's see about the contributions from biochemistry. The first biochemical experiment was performed by Edward Buckner in 1897. He performed the sugar fermentation in vitro using cell-free extract. Later, many scientists started decoding metabolic pathways like glycolysis, TCA cycle, etc. in the first half of 20th century. The term macromolecule was introduced by German chemist Hermann Staudinger in 1922 to describe biomolecules of the cell. Moving on to genetics, the scientist Archibald Garrott in 1902 described the first precise relationship between genes and metabolism. In fact, we can say that he was the one who correlated genetics and biochemistry. In 1941, George Beadle and Edward Tatum demonstrated that genes control enzyme synthesis in neurospora. They proposed the one gene, one enzyme theory. Then a major contribution came from scientists Oswald Avery, MacLeod, and McCarthy in 1944, who discovered the chemical nature of gene. And the milestone in molecular biology was by Watson and Crick in 1953. They described the double helical structure of DNA based on X-ray diffraction studies made by Maurice Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin. Moving on to the contributions from physics, physicist Szilard developed the technique for the analysis of gene regulation in bacteria. A notable contribution is from another physicist, George Gamow, in 1954. He deciphered the genetic code to explain the relationship between sequences of nitrogenous bases in DNA and amino acids in the polypeptide chain. Also, many scientists who gave the instrumentation, who developed the biological techniques, have contributed a lot towards this field of molecular biology. Scientist Theodor Svedberg developed analytical ultracentrifuge that is used to determine the molecular weight of macromolecules and small cell organelles or their parts. Scientists Knoll and Ruska in 1930 invented the electron microscope to study the structural details of viruses, macromolecules, and various cell organelles. Scientist Sweat in 1906 developed the simple column chromatography. These techniques have immensely helped in the separation and study of molecular structure of biological macromolecules, cell organelles, and cells. The use of techniques of spectrophotometry, autoradiography, fluorescent labeling, and isolation and determination of role of various enzymes in DNA replication, RNA transcription, and translation of RNA into protein have revolutionized the knowledge in the field of molecular biology. Molecular biology can be classified into two: the classical molecular biology and the new molecular biology. The classical molecular biology is actually a science of observation. It was centered on proteins. Proteins with their three-dimensional structure were considered to be the specific agents of biological processes. But then, after a lot of experiments and cross verification, the new molecular biology came into existence. It is a science of intervention and action. So, it adopted an experimental approach, and it was concerned with determining the sequences of nucleotides in genes, and from that, reducing the sequence of amino acids in proteins. Simple organisms like bacteria, viruses, bacteriophages, unicellular green algae, yeast, neurospora and other fungi, nematodes, fruit flies, plants like Arabidopsis were used for molecular studies. Now, let's see about the landmarks in the field of molecular biology. Though the history of molecular biology dates back to 1865, when Mendel proposed that characters are controlled by factors, and Johansen coined the term genes for factors in 1909, the beginning of molecular biology is considered to be in the year 1928, when Frederick Griffith discovered transformation in Diplococcus pneumoniae. In 1934, the scientist Schlesinger demonstrated that bacteriophages are composed of DNA and proteins. In 1941, as we saw earlier, Beadle and Tatum published the results of biochemical genetics of Neurospora and established one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. In 1944, the three scientists Avery, MacLeod, and McCarthy identified that the transforming principle of Diplococcus bacteria was DNA. In 1950, Erwin Chargaff demonstrated that in DNA, the number of adenine molecules is equal to thymine and the number of cytosine is always equal to that of guanine. The milestone in the field of molecular biology is considered to be the double helical model of DNA proposed by Watson and Crick. In 1953, James Dewey Watson and Francis Harry Compton Crick proposed the double helical model of DNA based on the studies of Maurice Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin. For this work, Watson, Crick, and Wilkins were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1962. Now, let's see about the other landmarks in the field of molecular biology. In 1957, Miesensen and Stahl confirmed Watson and Crick's semi-conservative model of DNA replication. In 1958, Kornberg isolated DNA polymerase from E. coli and got the Nobel Prize in 1959. In 1958, Francis Harry Compton Crick proposed the central dogma of molecular biology. In 1961, Nirenberg and Mathai cracked the genetic code present on messenger RNA. In 1961, Jacob and Monod put forward the Oberon concept for regulation of gene expression and received the Nobel Prize for the same in 1965. In 1965, Francis Crick proposed the Abel hypothesis. In 1966, Hargobind Khurana, Nirenberg, and Hawley worked out the complete genetic code for one enzyme and received the Nobel Prize in 1968. In 1977, Maxim, Gilbert, and Coulson described the DNA sequencing techniques. The same year, Sanger and his team also performed DNA sequencing techniques and received the Nobel Prize for the same in 1980. In the following years, many scientists, biochemists, genetists have contributed, molecular biologists have contributed towards the field of molecular biology. In the year 2016, Japanese scientist Yoshinori Oshimi received the Nobel Prize for his discoveries of mechanisms for autophagy. And in 2019, scientists William G. Kaelin Jr., Sir Peter J. Ratcliffe, and Greg L. Semenza received the Nobel Prize for their discoveries of how cells sense and adapt to oxygen availability. So many people have contributed in all these years towards the field of molecular biology, and it is still flourishing and blooming in various aspects. The field molecular biology is expanding exponentially, and it has given birth to various streams like bioinformatics, genomics, and proteomics. These three streams involves the usage of computer knowledge in biological processes. So bioinformatics is the usage of computer knowledge in biological processes, and to be more specific, the usage of computer knowledge in genetics refers to genomics, and proteomics refers to the usage of computer knowledge in the study of proteins. Having seen the definition, the history, and the landmarks in the field of molecular biology, we'll have to know about the central dogma of molecular biology. For this, we must know what is a genetic material. A genetic material is a substance that stores information about the structure, function, and development of various characteristics of a living organism. It is responsible for the transmission of genetic information for all the characteristics of living beings from parents to the progeny. Following the rediscovery of Mendel's law, geneticists were able to conclude that an organism's characters are controlled by genes. Genes are able to reproduce themselves or replicate without losing their information. Genes are arranged on the chromosomes in a linear fashion, and genes are transmitted from parents to offspring generation after generation almost unaltered. So, the major characteristics that the genetic material possesses is storage of genetic information, accurate replication, transcription, chemical stability, and variations. A genetic material must have the ability to store all the genetic information about the structure, function, development, and reproduction in all the living cells of the organisms. It must have the power of accurate replication so that the same genetic information as present in parent cell are passed on to the daughter cells. It must also have the power of accurate transcription so that the stored genetic information are transmitted to the cell as and when needed. It must also possess physical and chemical stability so that the stored information are not lost. And the genetic material must be capable of undergoing modifications by mutations and recombination so that it can contribute to the variation and adaptations leading to the evolution of living organisms. Now, let's see about the central dogma of molecular biology. It was coined by Francis Crick in 1958. Accordingly, the DNA produces exact copies of itself by the process of replication as it cannot be synthesized from any other compound. The genetic information in DNA is transferred to RNA by the process of transcription. The RNA then translates it to form proteins by the process of translation. The messenger RNA, which bears the genetic code obtained from the DNA, translate it into amino acid sequences of polypeptide chain with the help of transfer RNA and ribosomal RNA and synthesize proteins. Thus, the transfer of genetic information from DNA to RNA and then to proteins is called the central dogma of molecular biology. In later years, it has been proved that DNA can be synthesized from RNA by the process of reverse transcription. Hope this video would have given an insight into what is molecular biology. Thank you.